It's been pretty tough, to be fair. I mean, when you're used to playing football week in, week out, it's hard to have a break.
When you haven't got a game on the Saturday, you're sort of at a loose end and you don't really know what to do.
We've got a frame for each.
It's just felt stop-start. Yeah, it's not fun, but it's just a frustration because you want to be out here. So he's got his rehab run tonight. He had to do what was he did 6 sets of decreasing distance sprints, but in quicker times that he had to complete within the distances. So Gareth is obviously remote for us, but he still sets all of the rehab stuff. So Goldie's sort of had a program that he's been building up to. Trained Tuesday, which was great. Tonight he needs to hit a higher max speed on the GPS. For us to know that his body's ready to go for a match situation. So he's just hit the times that Gareth wanted, so wait for the GPS tomorrow and fingers crossed Gareth will give us a pat on the back because they're quite hard to get hold of off that grumpy Irishman.
Game, you'd be like, what? Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, brilliant. Obviously we got our secret weapon in G, who will get us back a lot faster than anyone else would. So yeah, coming back from the hamstring, I did a lot of rehab in my own time, and then I was obviously when the boys were training, I was stepping it up then, and I think it keeps you motivated as well because you're around the boys at other clubs, not just for me but for everyone. I think in non-league, injuries sometimes is a lonely place. You're on your own, but obviously here it's so inclusive. Doing the rehab when the boys are training, see in and around the group.
Good afternoon to you, Ross Ellis with BBC Radio Cornwall Sport right through until 6 today. The local football, all washed out today with Cornish teams, so no Western League action, no Peninsula West Division, no Peninsula East, and no Truro City in action today. The weather has got the better of all of those games.
Good idea, this, wasn't it?
We're here today firstly because the game against Clevedon was postponed because of all the rain we've had. And we have had 3 weeks now because of COVID without a fixture. So lucky enough, because of Jake's connections with the school, we've managed to get a game against Weybridge on the 3G here. If it was just a one-off, I doubt we would have played this fixture today, but because of the COVID backlog over Christmas, we've got to get a game in before we have a league fixture. As I said, normally you lose 1 or 2 games in January and February, but not 3-4 weeks without a game. You just can't do it. It's a little bit of a concern at the moment because we have so many games left. The good news is that no one else has played today. So from a points table point of view, it's not too much of an issue, but we are looking like we're going to be playing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, definitely in March and April and May. So yeah, we need to start playing football.
We're back!
Missed it. It's good to be back. It's been ages since we've been here, so yeah, chuffed to be back and it's looking good. Billy's been looking after it.
Brilliant. Absolutely great.
How's it been with that football the last few weeks?
Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I've been teasy as a adder all, what, for how long? 4 weeks? And I've been injured, haven't I? So I've been even teasier. Worst person to live with.
I'm buzzing about today. I have missed match day and we're really looking forward to today.
Oh, he knows when it's match day, all right. Yeah, because we're up here early in the morning and we're doing things. Norman's in the tee up, putting the urns and stuff on. I'm marking the pitch, so he actually knows. And then you go home for lunch and he's banging his head on the door trying to get out, and the wife's going mental because he's beating the door up because he knows it's match day. He absolutely loves his match days because he knows he can spend all afternoon up here with people making a fuss of him.
I've got absolute belief in every single player in here, but what everyone needs to know now is that there's pressure on everyone. There is a confidence, there is a belief about us as a group that's been building and building and building, and now it's been chopped on the head because we had to miss games. So it's about getting back to that belief, that confidence. So go and enjoy yourselves, get back to that intensity that you had before Christmas, and let's get another 3 points on the board. Good luck, come on. Good start, come on.
Massive win, and I've said that, and people look at the league position of Brislington and look at the run we've been on and say, you know, expect Mousehole to go and win the game, but after a break from, you know, having not played, I said to the boys I was nervous going into the game because it didn't do us any justice last time. You know, we didn't come out of it well and we weren't sharp and we weren't fit, and then we played a side today who I'm surprised they are where they are because they're difficult to break down. You know, strong, a little bit of quality going forward as well. So, no, it's a really, really big win. Don't always say that, but I just think after the break we've had and the run we were on, it was so important to keep that momentum going, and we have. And we were good in parts. You know, we weren't perfect by any stretch, but there was a lot to like about the performance, and it was nice to get that second just to kill the game. I was pleased for Macca because he'd been sort of knocking at the door and he got his reward. But no, I'm really pleased with the win.
I absolutely love Mousehole, and it's to play for them. It makes me really happy, and to play the football we play and the style that Jake and Andy and Jack and all the other coaches they want to play. It's why you play football, so that you can play that style and you can enjoy it. It's everything you want from a football club. Obviously, like the university setup and college setup that I went through was almost as professional as it could get. You train 3-4 times a week. You've got good facilities, you've got a gym, and when I came back from university, that's exactly what I was looking for, and I've found that in Mousehole. You know, we get given our gym programs if we want it. We get to train twice a week with great coaches and great players. So I can't speak highly enough of the club. Everything I've expected and was promised, I've been given here.
Hayden, do you enjoy golf?
Yes, absolutely. Gives me a bit of downtime. You can play on your own, play with my mates quite a lot, and just lets you clear your head a little bit, really. Still competitive as well, you know, if you play against your mates. So it's a little bit different from football, but I used to play when I was probably like 14, 15, and then stopped playing for a couple of years just because I went away to college and uni, and then picked it back up in the summer. Been playing ever since, really, trying to catch Fletch. That's what I'm doing, that's the #1 goal, catch Fletch. But that's going to take some time, so see how we go.
First away game in ages. It feels like a long time since that street game away. So thoughts on today, just nice to be back on the road, nice to be back with the group. It's going to be another tough game. Heard some good things about Ashton despite their league position. So yeah, nice to be back together again, nice to be out on the road, and hoping for a happy bus on the way home.
I didn't drive 2 hours for nothing today, right?
Nice little surprise today. Gareth turning up. We didn't know he was coming, but he's a secret weapon for us. He's just unbelievable, and having him here will make a massive difference. The boys won't fail through lack of being prepared properly. He's been with us for obviously 3 years, but he's just driven down today to come and be with the boys. We didn't know he was coming, so massive boost, because he's a massive part of what we do. So. Yeah, it's a nice little addition on the touchlines for us today. So, but I've told him if we lose, he ain't coming back. So yeah, fingers crossed the result goes well. But yeah, so good to have him back.
Just all those kicks, lads, fast kicks across. You're about to go wet a ball. You're not playing mini golf.
Boys are doing tremendously well to maintain the standards that we set out at the start of pre-season, and I think that they've put themselves into a good position in the table as a result of it. I think stepping up into a league where it's more challenging technically and tactically, we've relied on that attribute of the game, so I think that they're doing incredibly well to withhold that and keep those levels high, particularly with the travel demands that they face.
The feeling in the match overall is massive credit and respect to Ashton and Backwell. Thought they blocked everything, tackled everything, cleared everything, time wasted brilliantly, and did everything you want if you had a team near the bottom of the league to do. You know, and caused problems as well at times. So I think on the balance, listen, we had a lot of the ball and chances, and it felt like the goal was coming second half. But you know, I think
it's their day. It was a great a great sort of a game for them. Blocking and tackling and just getting in amongst it. But no, there wasn't a great deal wrong with our performance. Obviously the result's disappointing. But we've been on a great run, and like you say, things like this will happen in a season, and we just got to go and start another run next week and bounce back.
What did you tell the boys there in the huddle at the end?
Just told them to just go and start another run next Saturday. They've been on a brilliant run. The danger when you lose a game like this to a team near the bottom of the league is that you overanalyse it and you let it affect you too much mentally. And I just said, look, we've been on a great run, so we just have to go and reproduce what we've been doing and go and start again next week, against a good Buckland side. So just said, look, stick together, look after yourselves now for the next week, bodies wise, and we'll go again next Saturday and just try and start another run.
I think a lot of it's just winning the game, isn't it? Like we put ourselves in good positions. Tactically, we just have to keep the technical standards as high as we set with them. Like all we have to do is finish our chances. Really, the game could have been very, very different. It could have been 3-1. I think we just have to keep executing our plans and play what's in front of us.
Let's go.
Obviously we were disappointed last week, but it was always going to happen at some point. But the important bit was then going on another run. And the thing we've talked about this week as well is the home run. We haven't lost here since Tavi beat us right at the end of August. So it's nigh on 5 months now that we're unbeaten here, and we've got a lot of important home games, so we have to make it a difficult place to come and play.
Shall we actually hear that interview with Mousehole's Mark Goldsworthy?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I've been around a lot of clubs. Don't get me wrong, they were all great in their own way, but it's just something different down at Mousehole, and it offers something completely different to what anywhere else does. And it's almost quite strange because it's so far out on a limb. I still talk to people now who aren't up to date really with the local scene, and they say, "Oh, you're down at Mousehole, like, I'm surprised there's a team down there," kind of thing,
Oh dear.
But then obviously everyone that comes down there, they're amazed by the setup, everything from start to finish, right through the club.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really positive down there, really positive. And like you say, I think it's the model that a lot of clubs are trying to follow.
Since 2014 that's played 250 games for the club, and he's only missed 5 games in all that time, and he's absolutely fabulous lad. He's here week in, week out, and it's a momentum, it's a absolutely brilliant thing he's done, because when you think of the level of football he plays, and we all work 9 till 5, he's always here for us. And I'd like to make the presentation to Billy Curtis.
Today's match day sponsor is something I hope I'll be having tomorrow, which is a lazy Sunday.
great to win. I said to the boys afterwards, I'm really torn because last week we were a bit critical of the fact that we didn't create enough really good chances, but today, I mean, it should have been 5 at half time. So I'm delighted with the win, obviously, but to have a win 3-2 when it didn't feel like that sort of game, and then last 20 minutes when it is 3-2, you know, it's backs to the wall stuff, and they're throwing crosses in. But again, I'm really pleased because, you know, the second goal is an absolute worldie from 30 yards that they score. And then after that, did they actually create any really good chances? A lot of balls in the box, but we dealt with it, and they're a really good side. You don't get to the 5th round of the FA Vars by being a bunch of mugs. So yeah, torn. You know, really pleased with the result, really pleased, and really pleased with the performance, but just disappointed we made hard work of it when it should have been outside.
So we introduced the ice bath off the back of Gareth O'Neill, our Director of Strength and Conditioning. Reduces the build-up of lactic acid and fatigue for the fitness for the boys. The intensity they're playing and training is huge. So these things that the staff give the boys to do, they buy into. Weren't overly keen at the start of it, but I think they've all bought into it. So it's good for the lads.
Mate, look at the amount of voice in there.
Deep breath. And you look,
yeah, okay, I want to see proof on the documentary. So it's actually dangerous for our health. It's what? Is it 4 degrees?
Let's fine.
Horrible, but worth it hopefully.
I'm doing it for the good of you. Monday you'll wake up feeling sprightly.
It's horrible, I won't lie, it's not nice. I do everything I can to get out of them, especially like you say, if you score a hat-trick, you think you're alright, played well, and then you've got to go and get in that freezing cold ice bath, which Gibbo takes great pride and joy in telling everybody, and Tonks, that they need to get in on a freezing cold Saturday night. But look, they only do it because it helps you, it helps recovery, and with the games and how high tempo we train, it's important to do those things. So although I absolutely hate them, and I won't hide that I hate them, they're only there for a good reason and to help us.
Feeling they're separated.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
For us, training is really important, especially the way that we play, the style of play. And we have to ingrain that into the players, and that takes twice a week, most of the season to be fair. And the boys buy into it, and the boys want to train, and if the boys want to improve, then at this level we feel that it's really important. We've got a methodology that we like to high press and have possession of the ball, and that's in its simplest terms. So to do that, we have certain practices that we do every training session to make sure the boys understand how to receive the ball, how to pass the ball, how to move, find space. And even at this age, really important. Well, we're here in all weathers. The only time we ever have a training sessions cancelled when maybe we've had a tough game and a travel, 8 hours on the coach, and we might think on a Tuesday the boys need a little bit of a rest, but I think we've done that twice maybe so far this season. I think we're the only club that trains twice a week, to be perfectly honest. And the amazing thing for us is even tonight on a Thursday, we've got 20 players here training on a Thursday. Most of them work during the day and they're still desperate to get here 8 o'clock on a Thursday night. And they don't just come locally, do they? No, they don't. Travel from all over, which is unbelievable commitment from the lads. So obviously they've bought into what we are hoping to achieve, and also from the coaches as well. We've all got jobs, we're all volunteers, so yeah, we're all bought into the same process.
The training has been completely different to anywhere I've been, and I think anywhere around the county, to be honest with you. It's unrivaled, and the fact that we get everybody there every week, I think it speaks a lot about what the club and what the coaches and management are doing. So yeah, training's absolutely brilliant. You actually look forward to it, training twice a week, even though it's ridiculously late on a Thursday night sometimes.
I think people look at that, and I did say to the boys after, I said Bridgewater don't lose like that, you know. But you have games like that. You know, we felt like that when we went up there and they beat us 6-2, and you look at it and you were like, oh, I'm not really sure that was reflective. I think today we were the better side. You know, I went and watched them Tuesday, and we kind of knew what they were about. We knew set pieces would be big. We had to defend set pieces, and we didn't give a corner away till the 90th minute, which was, you know, which is massive, and kept the ball really well. Real high quality on the ball. Looked an absolute threat every time we went forward. But the nice bit, and the bit we said beforehand, is we have to match their intensity and their desire, and then we can do the pretty stuff. You have to do that first, especially against a team like Bridgewater. So really pleasing that we did that, and then when we got on the ball, there was real quality in everything we did. So no, it's a really nice one. It's a nice feeling against a good side. So yeah, we'll go again next week, which we know will be a tough game. You know, like I said, I saw Clevedon Tuesday, and they're a good side. You know, I would go and watch them. You know, they've got a lot about them. So that'll be really tough next Saturday. And there's no point serving up what the boys have just served up, which was a magnificent performance, and then not go and do it again next week. So we'll make sure we get our week right this week, and then we'll go and try and do it again next Saturday.
We're at Clevedon Town in Somerset on a very cold and windy day. And we're expecting a very, very tough match to enable us to retain our third place in the league. What we've learnt this week is that promotion this season from Step 5, which is the Western League that we're in, to Step 4, which would be the Southern League in our case, is actually quite a complex matter for this season. So these are the rules that the FA have introduced. The team that finishes top of the league at the end of the season will automatically get promoted. The team that finishes runners-up in the league could get promoted if they've got a high enough points per game number compared with all the other Step 5 leagues. And there are 10 teams who could go up automatically if they finish runners-up and they've got a high enough points per game tally. At the moment, we have the 9th best points per game. So if the season ended now, we would get promoted. If we finish runners-up and we're outside that top 10 of best points per game, we would be promoted if we win a one-off promotion relegation decider against a team currently near the bottom of the Southern League.
Relief, tinged with disappointment because we weren't quite at it today, but we have been for a long time, so you're going to get games like this. So I think it's relief now, and I think probably in the week I'll feel quite happy about it being a good point, but we're used to winning, so you know, we're disappointed that we haven't got the 3 points, but I think in context I think it's a really good point.
Tonight is the Les Phillips Cup, which is like the League Cup, the equivalent of that. It's a midweek cup. We're here at Halston, so there's a little bit extra on it, local derby. But what we've done tonight is we've given all the boys that have been on the fringes of the starting 11 and not necessarily played as much football as they would like to play but deserve to play, we've given them the opportunity tonight to get some minutes in their legs, show what they can do, push for the first team, you know, for a starting space on Saturday. And yeah, it's going to be a really tough game, so a great opportunity for some of them. And I think 4 or 5 of them are under the age of 18 tonight, which is fantastic.
I just said to them after the game, I haven't been doing it very long, 3 years, but I put that right in the top drawer in terms of pride in a team, you know, to play with 10 men for 30 minutes at the end as well, with a 16-year-old in goal, 16-year-old out wide, 18-year-olds littered everywhere. You know, our oldest player got sent off, so that brought the average age down even lower. You know, there's so many youngsters out there that have equipped themselves incredibly well. Against a good team, you know. So I've never felt like this after a penalty shootout loss. You should feel the lowest of the low, but I cannot help but feel so buoyant. And I've told them, find me a pub in Helston and I'll go meet you there. And I'm having a drink to celebrate that tonight because it was brilliant.
Football that's hard. It's just so important. Football is so important. Again, to someone that doesn't play football or hasn't really experienced playing it week in, week out, it's hard to explain what it means. You know, I've actually had this conversation with my missus, how dedicated I've been up until this point with football, and why I take it so seriously. And I know, again, all the lads that play for Mousehole have done the exact same. And when you work so hard at something and you start to see rewards, it makes you only want to work harder at it. So it becomes even more important. I'm not going to say football is life because that's one, cringy, and two, there's so many more important things than football, but it's a massive part of my life, and I know it's a massive part of so many people's lives, no matter what level they're playing at. If you're playing at step 10 or step 2, it's a big part of their lives, and they take a big chunk out of their week to dedicate their time to it. So it's so important to me and many other people as well.
for the team, it's been good. It's been another run of positive results. I think what's been nice is we've navigated the most difficult period in terms of pitches. You know, the weather that at this time of year, the pitch is always going to be difficult, and you know, it doesn't always suit the way we try and play. But we've adapted really well this year. No, we've done well. You know, and we're squad-wise, we've been really settled, and we've been lucky with injuries and what have you. So, yeah, we're in a good place.